The Dallas Mavericks are no stranger to star players in their franchise, and when they won the #1 pick in this NBA draft, they've lined themselves up to select Cooper Flagg. Today we're going to break down his game film and talk about why he is a generational prospect and what he's going to bring to the Mavericks organization from day one. So stick around, the breakdown on Cooper Flagg starts right now.
There's steal by Flagg in the open floor.
Now what makes Cooper Flagg really special is that he can score on all three levels on offense. But I'm not sure that people really appreciate just how good of a three-point shooter that he was last year for Duke. So when you look at the raw numbers of everything, he took about 133 jump shots last year from three-point range. In total, he shot 39%, which is a really, really impressive number considering everything else that he can do on offense, and it's not viewed as his primary strength, right? But when you dig a little deeper into the numbers on, catch and shoot opportunities, when he was even guarded on catch and shoot looks, which was only 33 looks on the year, he shot 42%. On the 100 other catch and shoot looks that he had, he shot 39%. When he was shooting threes off the dribble, he shot 40%. This is all super impressive for a guy of his size and skill level, and it makes him a true matchup problem. Because defenses can't just sag off. They can't give him, looks because they're so scared of him driving the ball. They have to be aggressive, they have to close out, and that just helps the rest of his game even more. Now, he's somebody on the NBA level when you take a couple of steps back where you have to think that he's still going to maintain some of this efficiency. So on long three-pointers, he was still shooting in the high 30s. He's somebody that puts himself in a really good position to have a huge impact on the NBA level because he can shoot the ball as well as he can. There's not many guys that can guard him. So we've established that Flagg is a really good shooter, but what's the counter to that, right? And then you look at his ability to handle the ball, especially in pick and roll situations. And this is where you start to see all three areas on the court get impacted. So when he attacks the rim, he puts his defender on skates because of his ability to do so many things. If you back off too much and try to protect the rim, he can pull up and go and rise up over you. If you try to, press up on him, he can blow by you and get to the rim and finish over top of you. It puts you in a really hard spot. You can start to put yourself in the mind of the defender and say, how do I go about guarding this guy? What do I try to take away and what do I try to live with? He was extremely efficient when trying to score off pick and roll opportunities. So he ranked in the top 91st percentile as far as efficiency in pick and roll situations. Shot about 44% on all attempts, which is really good. When you look at twos, he's at 43%. On threes, he's at 44%. There's not a lot of holes in his game. And this makes him really hard to guard, and it's what makes him a really good prospect. So the Mavericks have to be super excited here. You can't really do a prospect breakdown on Cooper Flagg without spending a good amount of time on just his sheer athleticism. He's a really big, good framed player, and he can do so much off of 1 feet, 2 feet. He can put guys on posters whenever he really wants to. He cuts very well without the ball, which amplifies his athleticism. And it's something you can't teach. So when you're looking at him from a draft perspective or from adding him to your roster, it's like you can get guys to be better shooters. You can have, up their decision-making abilities. You can do so many things from a coaching perspective, but you can't teach the athleticism that Cooper Flagg has. So it makes him kind of once in a generation because he's a guy who can take off as well as he can. But there's so much skill baked into his game, and they complement each other so well. Both his ability to be an athlete and be a basketball player, they match up so well, and it's what makes him so good. And when I talk about his ability to pair his athleticism with being a good basketball player, you don't have to look much farther than his ability to share the basketball efficiently. Last year at Duke, he had over 150 assists, almost a 2-to-1 assist to turnover ratio, and he just consistently made good decisions. And when you're the best player on the court, sometimes it can be easy to get tunnel vision and not share the ball when it really is advantageous for your team. But he draws a ton of attention from the defense. It's natural for his game. They're going to have to commit to him. You're going to have to get multiple help defenders on him. And his eyes are always looking for what's the best available opportunity for the team. Sometimes it's still attacking the rim and getting up and scoring. Other times it's sharing the ball, and he makes really nice sound passes mixed with passes that are flashy and draw your attention. So it's a big positive for his game. Now, lastly, I do want to point out that Cooper Flagg is going to be a player that impacts the defensive end of the court as well. Last year at Duke, he had 46 blocks and 49 steals. That's going to help him on the NBA level. He uses his athleticism very well from the help side, both on steals and for blocks. So you'll see him be able to read what's going on the court and make adjustments and get to a spot that allows him to impact the play. So it helps him in the transition game because he's getting steals, shooting passing lanes, and getting out. But also he's a rim protector even at his size, and I think that translates well to the NBA level because he's going to be able to make those similar types of plays. Now he might give up some corner threes, but at the same time, I think he's a piece that might not be an anchor for you defensively, but is still a plus piece that allows him to play more. So what are my final thoughts on Cooper Flagg and the Dallas Mavericks? Well, I want to start off by saying I know a lot of the conversation here is centered around the fact that the Mavs got insanely lucky by winning the NBA draft lottery. And I don't want to say it's unfortunate, but at the same time, I don't want to focus too much on that aspect of things because the reality of the situation is it's what's happened, and the Mavs have the number 1 pick and they are going to take Cooper Flagg. What I'm excited about is I love the way he fits with that roster, pairing him up with a guy like Anthony Davis and a healthy Kyrie Irving. He's going to add just a ton to what they're able to do offensively. I think as you watch the film and some of the stuff we've pointed out today, his ability to impact all 3 levels of the offense is just going to put so much stress and pressure on other teams' wing defenders that they're going to have a hard time keeping up with him and the other pieces that Dallas is going to have around him. So I think from day one, he's an impact player. He has to be the odds-on favorite to win Rookie of the Year. And I don't think I'm saying anything that's groundbreaking or is going to surprise anybody that is watching this video. But I do think that people get caught up in just the Cooper Flagg athleticism and the dunks and everything that he does on that part of the basketball court. But then you miss so much of everything else that he brings to the table. He's going to be a really good team offensive player. He's going to share the basketball. He's going to create good looks for all the other star talent that they have around him. So from that perspective, as a Mavericks fan, you just have to be super excited. Now, when you talk about him on the defensive end of the court, I think he's going to be someone on the NBA level that provides the rim protection that you need as a complementary piece to an Anthony Davis or the other big men that they have on their roster. I think that he's someone that on ball isn't going to be a slouch. Like, people might not understand that on defense, he's going to be able to move his feet well enough and be in passing lanes well enough that he's going to be a plus defender in the NBA. He's going to be somebody that you can rely on, maybe not to guard the best player on the other team, depending on who that may be, but you can put him on a really capable offensive wing or kind of stretch 4 or even a bigger 4, and he's going to more than hold his own. I mean, look, there's stories going back of this guy showing up against elite talent as early as, a sophomore in high school and standing out. Like, that's not by mistake. He's a generational talent. And when people say that, we throw that word around a lot, and I know Wembanyama was a generational talent, and he is. But you don't see people ready to contribute as much as Cooper Flagg is ready to contribute from day one. Like, there's so many coaches in the NBA who have this vendetta against rookies and don't want to play them or don't want to give them the minutes that they think they haven't earned. I just don't think that's going to be the situation with Cooper Flagg. And this isn't groundbreaking stuff. But be prepared. The NBA is a little bit on notice. Dallas is now in a position where they're going to be a very competitive team in the West next year. They're going to be in a position to win a ton of games, have a good seed in the NBA playoffs, and make some noise and potentially win some things. So that trade where they're sending Dončić out to the Lakers doesn't look as bad now, obviously. It puts you, it's like, okay, this really worked out for us, and now we're in a position to win things where, we were probably just as likely now as we were if we rolled last year's roster into this exact same spot. But I'm curious. I want to know your perspective, whether you're a Mavericks fan and want to voice your excitement, or whether you're a skeptical fan of another franchise and want to point out that you don't see how all of this works together. Drop a comment down below. Let us know what you're thinking. I love the community this channel has and some of the thoughts that get shared in the comment section. So really excited to hear what you're thinking. Lastly, I just want to say I appreciate you all being here. I know there's a million videos to watch on YouTube, specifically around basketball, and I thank you guys for watching mine. If you could do me a favor, if you aren't subscribed to the channel, please do so. That helps me out more than you know. And also keeps you updated on things that we put out as the draft gets closer. We're going to have more and more content around the draft, around player profiles and breakdowns, and we'll have a lot of game film to go through. So as always, I appreciate you on this one, and I'll see you guys on the next one.